Hello, once again, welcome to Raising Broiler Chickens in Small Spaces. Our video today is raising broilers in a spare room. Remember, you can raise broilers up to 2 months, others even up to 21 days, depending on the feeding and the breed and so many other factors. So imagine you had a spare room and you're wondering if you can raise chicken in them. Most people say chicken are messy, it's going to be smelly, you're going to stress yourself, but that is not true. If you put your mind to it and you set yourself and put up a good system, you'll be able to do this the way you want, and no one will even tell their chicken in that room unless they really come and see them, because it also depends. They're not that noisy. If they are okay, if they are happy, they are comfortable, they don't make those high-pitched noises to tell you they're hungry or something is wrong or they're in danger. So as you notice in this video, when they are coming out of their 4 weeks, they have really grown. They don't have enough wiggle room. But in my case, what I usually do, I raise them up to 21 days. When I've reached like 21, 22 days, the ladies in the neighborhood come and buy them from me, some for their children to raise, especially during this COVID season, and they did not have the children would finish their homework and they don't have really much to do. So now you're trying to keep them active and busy. And then others would raise them for their own home income, side income, and then others would raise them just for dinner. Like they need more meat on them, they make them grow bigger, and it's quite an experience for some people. So in this video, I will show you the different steps I took. It took me like around 2 months. Yeah, basically less than 2 months to have them out of that room. So I'll tell you the steps I took step by step. So what I did, when they couldn't fit in the store, I first got one box and I attached so many boxes to each other. I got in the spare room, I had several boxes. I stitched them together with ropes. I tied them together and made like a triangle-like table, a triangle-like box, kinda. And then the next thing I did, I laid tarpaulins on them. When I laid tarpaulins at the bottom of the boxes, like after the boxes are closed, of course they have their own hinges under, I laid the tarpaulins on top, and after that I would pour the coffee husk. But later when I realized, because sometimes the chicken are messy, they can pour the water, they can jump, when they are fully grown, sometimes they like to follow, they do all sorts of things. So I think in future the best thing I ought to do, and which I now do, is I put like a plastic bag down, then I pour the coffee husks. I put coffee husks of around 4 inches, or 3 inches, so that the chicken are comfortable. They can do those dust baths they love so much. And as I continued setup every day, I regularly check the coffee husk. Like I pass through my hands to make sure it's not moist. Sometimes, remember, they knock over the drinking containers sometimes. So with even the drinking containers, I have to put like stones inside, because the more it grows, the more heavy it is, the more the chicken is heavier. So it easily topples over things. So when I put some stones in the drinking containers, but I make sure that they are washed and they are very clean. In my perspective, I usually think to myself, like, if I can't drink this water, then the chickens shouldn't be drinking this water. So I scrub the stones. They must be really clean every day. When I'm washing the water cans, I make sure that when I'm washing the water cans, I make sure that I also wash the stones, scrub them, dry them, pour in the water. So, and then when you're checking the coffee husk, you pass through your hands, or with a rake-like object, you remove the clumps. Usually, sometimes these clumps are due to their waste product, and sometimes the food falls in and then it makes some clumps, and this is not very good for the chicken. Sometimes they decide to eat them. They may decide to eat it and then they fall sick. They start having stomach issues. Not so much, but why give yourself problems in the first place? So the other thing I also make sure that if it is really at some point, you also have to make sure that there's an element of ammonia. Like if their waste is so, the other smell we're talking about, where people say that, oh, chicken are very smelly, they're very smelly. No. What happens is this: when you don't regularly turn their beddings, this is what happens. And if that smell is that strong, then imagine the person who is sleeping in it. So not the person, the animal that is sleeping in it, the bird. So you keep changing the husks, and if you feel that now it's really becoming moist, the best thing to do and to save yourself from future problems, you'd rather get them out. If you have a garden nearby, you put them in. They're a very good source of manure. Then, and if you're really smelling that, and if they're moist, and also if you feel that smell is strong, you also know that this is a time for change. So maybe the other thing I could say is, what challenges did I have? Okay, the challenges, let us start with the challenges. They'll go to the best parts later. So the challenges I experienced is that I had to sweep the room. You see, because we're in their box, when they are flapping their wings and doing what, somehow there is like that white dust that can go on some stuff. So like I had there just like a carpet in the corner of the room, and I had there some few things, and then it was made, it got really dusty, but that's not a big thing. That is still part of the job. And maybe another thing I can say is, you can see in this video, you always have to put a section separate for sick birds. When a bird is sick, these other ones will keep preying on him, kicking him. Maybe he cannot find for himself food, and these other ones, when it's time for eating, it's survival for the fittest, they step on him and do what. So in this video, you will notice that one of the things I did, I got like a jerry can, put in one corner, put another jerry can, and I put his food separately. But of course, with time, sometimes they wanted to peep and see what he was eating, and then they would step on him. So before I had put shorter things, and I realized I had put something higher, until he was much better. That was when we were in the store. But as you can see now, we are back. We are now to the private room, to the spare room. I put the coffee husks, as you can see them. You can see them eating comfortably. There is enough space. There is lighting. I used this there's a bulb, of course, above for electricity, normal regular electricity, and then I also put a rechargeable bulb on the side for emergencies. Sometimes I put one on the side and another in the middle, so that I reduce on the fighting. So as we continue, I will also tell you maybe the other challenge I experienced was it was concerning the electricity. There was the third challenge maybe we can discuss about is about, when you see these birds, some of them are naturally slender, they are lightweight. So when they're lightweight, they would jump and sit at the edges of the box. They like to do that. Some of them would they're like two. One would jump and come back in, jump out and climb back in. And this would make the other birds, the big birds, want to jump and do the same. They want to fly, they want to sit on the edge, but remember, they are heavier. So they would hurt their legs sometimes. Their weight is not good for their bodies sometimes. And maybe that's where you need to also remember that the diet must always have calcium. So at one point, I actually lost two birds. Two, I found them dead, but I knew it, and one had it started limping because of that process. It was a bit heavier. It was more heavier, but it was insisting on jumping and sitting on the edge of the box. So I guess sometimes, maybe in future, what I should do is always put like a net on top of the box, like maybe a mesh, to avoid the jumping bits, or probably put for them like some small branches. But remember, they're not here to stay. so that they can follow if they want to do that. And then maybe the other challenge I had was electricity. As always, sometimes electricity, the transformer would have issues. We have so many businesses going around, so, and hotels. So what usually happens, sometimes electricity can just move, can just go off without a warning. But this is where the rechargeable bulbs come into handy. They become handy. So when you have those rechargeable bulbs, if the electricity goes, if they're really good quality, they can last you like for like 8 hours. But also the other thing that helped me is when they're towards this age, they can actually sleep in darkness. When the light is off, they know it is time for sleeping. But it's always important to leave some little light so that they can eat in from darkness. As you can see here, the electricity was gone, but the rechargeable bulb was there. So they are now eating, and after some time I would switch it off so that if it goes off, there's just a little in case one is thirsty, they can drink. Advantages. The advantages of using the spare room were, first and foremost, it's really enclosed. There are windows, so if it was really cold, I don't open the windows. There's a ventilation. So I never had, like, if there were really rainy, cold nights, I don't have to go and light a maker for them to be warm. And maybe the other thing it added to my experience, I also made some money. And the other interesting part is the ladies who got the chicken from me were very happy. Some of them, when you go to see them, when they come, they keep on saying, come and see my chickens, come and see my chickens. You go and find some of them still have them. They have raised them. They are really big. So with the it's how you take care of them, how you make them comfortable, and also after all this saga was done, I also got another what is it called? Sorry, another house, a metallic house, so that next time I can do that. But if I have another spare room, I'm very sure that I would take use of it. So it is quite possible to raise your broilers in a spare room. Why not take use of it? Because if you can notice that in 3 weeks, if you have fed them well, remember, you have taken good care of them, you're able to make some money. So basically, that is it. So if you have a spare room, you can negotiate a way to get the room and use it and make some money, or use it, train your children. Always remember to clean and disinfect the place. Always. And at the end of it all, you enjoy the experience. So I'm grateful that you've been able to watch this video up to this end. If you have any ideas and suggestions, they're also welcome. And if you have any questions or queries, I'll be glad to share them. So yeah, this is the life we live in right now. We help each other to grow. So thank you for watching this video, and yeah, I look forward to uploading. Please look forward to the next one that I will upload. I'm very sure you will enjoy it. Yeah, thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye.